had a early morning meeting at 7, and then I had the privilege of preaching chapel for Veterans Day, and what a joy to have one of our graduates of our school be able to address the student body as a Marine in active duty and defending our country and willing to put his life on the line and to serve our country and to protect the freedoms that God has entrusted to us and given to us. And we're so thankful for testimonies of graduates who love our country and serve the Lord by serving in our armed forces. And so we're proud of them and we're thankful for them. And what an opportunity for me to be able to address our student body and to help them understand that our freedoms have come from God. They don't come from government, and that we are to submit ourselves to the ordinances of man in government. And for us as Americans, 1 Peter chapter 2 makes it clear that our ordinance is that which governs us, and that would be our Constitution. And it is designed in government to punish that which is evil and to reward that which is good. And unfortunately, many times our media that has a liberal slant and a communist agenda many times is steering the thinking away from the fact that government is supposed to fall in line with the agenda. And anything that opposes the agenda is evil. Where our founding fathers realized that no, man's quest for power and his natural bent to selfishness would lead them to a life that would pursue corruption. And so they gave us an ordinance that we are to submit ourselves to, which is our Constitution. And our Constitution governs America by rewarding what is good and punishing that which is evil. And when the Supreme Court in Michigan voted 7-0 that the governor in her ordinances, in her executive orders, were in violation to the ordinance that we are to submit ourselves to, our Constitution, then the system had enough integrity to discipline her, to correct her. And yet so many of the leftists would say the Supreme Court was the problem. No. The way God designed America to function was that there would be an integrity of the balance of power. And when the balance of power works the way it was designed to work, then there's integrity in the system. And the same thing will be true if the Supreme Court throws out all the fraudulent ballots, and there's a whole bunch of them, and they dismiss the irregularities and they throw out ballots that were done improperly. Many people are going to blame the Supreme Court as being a bias, as trying to help one candidate or the other, but there's nothing further from the truth. What will be happening is the integrity of our ordinance that we submit ourselves to, is that the government structure will discipline evil, which is corrupt ballots, which is fraudulent activity. Balance of power, our system, and yet the left agenda will not do that. They will create a false narrative that somehow this was wrong, when really what is wrong is fraudulent voting. What is wrong is trying to manipulate an outcome of an election. What is wrong is taking away the free exercise of a vote to determine the will of the people by creating fraudulent measures to declare your own winner. And quite frankly, the media declaring Joe Biden as president is as wrong as can be. I appreciate the transition authorities in D.C. Making it clear to Joe Biden, no, you don't get to transition yet because there hasn't been a declared winner yet. And so just because the media wants to declare a winner so that they can create their own narrative if he doesn't end up winning, is not a right approach. And so Christians need to keep their eyes and ears not only clear on Scripture, but being able to articulate who we are as Americans and how important the integrity of our government based upon a constitution and maintaining the integrity of our Constitution and defending our Constitution, how important that is. And so it's been a joy to be able to do all of that. And that's not really what I wanted to talk about this morning, but I do really think it's important for us to create a biblical narrative and to celebrate who we are as Americans and the ordinance, which is our Constitution that we submit ourselves to, not every whim of every politician, but we submit ourselves to our Constitution that does spank politicians from time to time, and it does correct people who are in violation to it. And that's what it was designed to do, is reward good and punish evil. We thank God for it. Well, what I really want to concentrate on our thankfulness today is being thankful for family. And so it is a wonderful thing to be able to look at Scripture and to be able to reflect on God's design of the family. We know that it all started in the garden. It started in the garden when He clearly stated that He was instituting the family by bringing a man and a woman together and calling them one flesh, and the family unit began. And their command was to be fruitful and to multiply and to replenish the earth. And we're so thankful for how God has designed this unit to function. We're also thankful that it is designed in a way where there is a very unique love that takes place in the family unit. It is a unique dynamic for how parents love their children and children love their parents. It's a unique dynamic for how brothers and sisters can love each other. Brother and brother can love each other, and sister can love each other. And I've often said, when it comes to brothers and brothers or brothers and sisters, siblings can fight with each other, but don't you dare pick on them, right? And so it's a very unique dynamic. And Ephesians chapter 6 says, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right, that it may be well with thee, that thou mayest live long on the earth. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord." That's the teaching and training aspect of parenting. And so God is just simply saying, it is a wonderful thing to express gratitude for God's design of the home. And it starts with a man and a woman being married together, being declared as one flesh, acting as one flesh. In other words, they're no longer individuals. Everything they do affects the other. And as they are blessed with children, that they are to be able to train them and to teach them the things of the Lord, so that they really understand the purpose of life and the fulfillment of life. And as you go through this, there's this loyal love, there's this care for one another, there's this support for one another, there's this amazing love for one another that unites them and allows them to function throughout their life with the security and the encouragement of God's design for family. And so it is a important aspect for us to remember that at Thanksgiving, take some time and thank God for your family. Thank God for your spouse. Thank God for your parents. Thank God for your children. And it's not hard, but do remember, thank God for those grandbabies. I'm so blessed with two of them, and I love them so much, and as I do all of my family. And so make sure you reach out and thank God for your brothers and sisters and those that God has brought into your life that way. And I know that Thanksgiving will take on a new flavor as we take time each day leading up to Thanksgiving to thank God for very special things that He has provided. May God bless you. I'll see you again tomorrow.